They stopped for gas. Two never came back. The road glitched, the GPS lied, and now their live stream is showing footage from outside the car. The black sedan isn't chasing them, it's trapping them, and one of them will open the door and vanish. The highway stretched out like a ribbon of black glass under the moonless sky, and the old sedan's headlights barely seemed to dent the darkness. Emma's hands were tight on the wheel, her eyes flicking to the rearview mirror every few seconds, though she couldn't say why. Jake slouched in the passenger seat, his phone glowing in his lap as he scrolled through a playlist, trying to find something to keep them awake. In the back, Mia was curled up against the window, her hoodie pulled over her head, while Lucas snored softly, his long legs sprawled across the seat. They were just four friends, bleary-eyed and buzzing from a concert in a city 3 hours away, trying to make it home before dawn. The road was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels heavier than it should, and the only sound was the hum of the engine and the faint thump of bass from Jake's speakers. It was supposed to be a straight shot, a boring drive they'd done a dozen times before. But something about this night felt wrong, like the air itself was holding its breath. They'd been on the road for a couple of hours when Emma spotted the faint glow of a gas station up ahead, a lonely island of light in the middle of nowhere. "We're running low," she said, her voice sharper than she meant it to be. Jake glanced up, blinking. "Yeah, cool. Pull in." The station was a rundown little place, its neon sign flickering like it was on its last legs, casting jittery shadows across the cracked pavement. Emma eased the car up to a pump, the tires crunching over loose gravel, and cut the engine. The silence hit them like a wave, thick and unnatural, broken only by the faint buzz of the station's lights. Jake stretched, tossing his phone onto the dash. "I'm grabbing snacks. Anybody want anything?" Mia mumbled something about coffee, and Lucas stirred, rubbing his face. "I'll come with," he said, his voice gravelly from sleep. As Emma started filling the tank, the cold night air biting at her fingers, Lucas wandered toward the convenience store, his sneakers scuffing the ground. That's when he saw it. A black car parked in the far corner of the lot, half hidden in the shadows. Its windows were so dark they seemed to suck in the light, and it sat there, still as a predator, no driver in sight. "Yo, that's creepy," Lucas said, squinting at it. Mia, trailing behind him, glanced over and shrugged. "Probably just some dude sleeping it off. Come on, I'm freezing." But Lucas couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Like the car wasn't just parked, it was watching. Inside the store, the cashier barely looked up from his magazine, and the fluorescent lights hummed like a swarm of insects. Jake grabbed a bag of chips and a couple of energy drinks, joking about how they'd all be zombies by the time they got home. But when they stepped back outside, the air felt different, heavier, and Emma was standing by the car, her arms crossed, staring at the pump like it had personally offended her. "What's up?" Jake asked, tossing her a drink. She caught it but didn't open it. "That car," she said, nodding toward the black sedan in the corner. "It wasn't running when we got here, now it is." Jake followed her gaze, and sure enough, the car's engine was idling, a low, throaty rumble that seemed to vibrate through the pavement. No lights, no movement, just that sound, steady and deliberate. "Maybe they're leaving," Mia said, but her voice wavered, like she didn't quite believe it. Lucas frowned, pulling out his phone. "I'm taking a picture. This is some horror movie shit." He snapped a quick shot, the flash reflecting off the car's dark windows, and for a split second, he could have sworn he saw something move inside. But when he looked again, it was still silent except for that relentless engine. They piled back into the sedan, the doors slamming louder than they meant to, and Emma pulled out of the lot, her eyes darting to the rearview mirror. The black car didn't move, but its headlights flicked on just as they hit the highway, two pale beams slicing through the night. "Coincidence," Jake said, popping open his drink. "Gotta be. It's a long road. We're bound to see the same car a couple times." But Emma wasn't so sure, and the way her hands gripped the wheel said she wasn't the only one feeling it. The highway unrolled before them, endless and empty, the white lines blurring into a hypnotic rhythm for a while. It was just them. And the music, the tension easing as they fell back into their usual banter. But then Mia sat up, her voice sharp. "Guys, it's behind us!" They all turned, and there it was. The black car, maybe a quarter-mile back, its headlights low and steady. It wasn't speeding, wasn't weaving, just keeping pace, like it had all the time in the world. "Okay, that's weird," Jake admitted, his usual smirk gone. Lucas twisted in his seat, trying to get a better look. "Maybe it's just going the same way. Let's test it." Emma nodded, her jaw tight, and eased off the gas, letting the sedan slow to a crawl. The black car slowed, too, keeping the same distance, its headlights never wavering. She sped up, pushing the needle past 80, and the car matched her, closing the gap just enough to make her heart pound. "What the hell?" Mia whispered, her phone now in her hand, recording the road behind them. "This isn't normal. Nobody drives like that." Lucas leaned forward, his voice low. "Pull off at the next exit, see what it does." Emma didn't answer, but her foot pressed harder on the gas, the engine roaring as they barreled toward a faded green exit sign. The black car followed, smooth and silent, like it was tethered to them by an invisible thread. When they took the exit, looping onto a narrow service road, the car was right there, its headlights flooding their rearview mirror. "Okay, screw this," Jake said, his voice tight. "Let's stop, see if they keep going." Emma pulled into a deserted rest area, the kind with a single street lamp flickering over a picnic table. The black car rolled in behind them, stopping maybe 50 yards away, its engine idling again, headlights dim but never off. Nobody moved, nobody spoke. The air in the sedan was thick with the kind of fear that makes your skin crawl, the kind that whispers you're not alone, even when you should be. "What do we do?" Mia's voice was barely audible, her phone still recording, the red light blinking in the dark. Lucas swallowed hard, his eyes locked on the car. "I'm posting this. Maybe someone's seen this thing before." He uploaded the video to TikTok, a shaky clip of the black car, and a caption that read, "This car's been following us for an hour. Anyone know what's up?" Within minutes, the video started blowing up, notifications pinging faster than he could read. Most were jokes or emojis, but a few made his stomach twist. "Same thing happened to us last week," one comment read. "Don't stop, keep driving." Another was worse. "That car's been in other videos. Check the tags. Beershire Night Road." Jake grabbed Lucas's phone, scrolling through the comments, his face pale. "What the hell is this? People are saying it's not just us." Emma's voice was steady, but her hands were shaking. "We need to call the cops." Mia shook her head, her eyes wide. "And say what? A car's following us? They'll think we're high." But the comments kept coming, each one darker than the last. Stories of other drivers, other nights, other roads, where a black car appeared out of nowhere and never let go. Some mentioned a pattern. Young people, late-night drives, always posting about it online. One user wrote, "It's not the car, it's what's using it. Check your GPS." Lucas opened his Maps app, the screen glowing in the dark, and frowned. "This doesn't make sense. It says we're on Route 17, but we passed the turn for 17 an hour ago." Emma leaned over, her breath catching. The map showed their car on a road that looped in a perfect circle. No exits, no towns, just an endless stretch of asphalt. "That's not possible," she said. But her voice cracked, and the fear in the car ratcheted up another notch. Jake slammed his hand against the dashboard. "Screw this, let's go. We keep driving, we'll hit something, a town, a cop, something." Emma didn't argue, peeling out of the rest area so fast the tires squealed. The black car followed, its headlights flaring to life, and the chase was on again. The sedan roaring down the empty road, the speedometer climbing higher and higher. But the road didn't change. The same faded billboards flashed by, the same rusted guardrails, the same signs pointing to towns that didn't exist. "This is wrong," Mia whispered, her voice trembling. "We've passed that gas station sign 3 times. Lucas checked his phone again. The TikTok. Comments still pouring in, and one caught his eye. "It's not following you, it's leading you." He read it aloud, and the words hung in the air like a curse. Emma's eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, and for the first time, she noticed something she hadn't before. The black car wasn't behind them anymore. It was gone, but the road ahead felt different, like it was pulling them forward, the lines on the pavement blurring into a tunnel that swallowed the light. "Where is it?" Jake's voice was hoarse, his head whipping around. "It was right there." Mia's phone buzzed, a new comment popping up. "Check your live stream." She froze. "I'm not live streaming." But when she opened the app, there it was, a live feed from her account, showing the four of them in the car, their faces lit by the dashboard glow, their eyes wide with fear. The angle was wrong, like the camera was outside the car, floating above the road, and in the background, just visible through the rear window, was the black car, closer than ever, its windows still dark, its presence undeniable. "How is this happening?" Mia's voice broke, tears streaming down her face. Lucas grabbed the phone, his hands shaking as he tried to end the stream, but it wouldn't stop. The comments kept coming, hundreds now, thousands, some in languages they didn't recognize, all saying the same thing: "Don't look back. Don't stop." Emma's foot was heavy on the gas, the car shaking as it pushed past 90, but the road seemed to stretch forever, the signs blurring into nonsense, the GPS spinning in circles. Jake was yelling now, telling her to pull over, to turn around, to do something, but Emma's eyes were locked on the road, her mind racing. What was this? Was it the car? The app? The road itself? Every choice felt like a trap, every mile pulling them deeper into something they couldn't understand. And then they saw it, a faint glow up ahead, the outline of another gas station identical to the last one, down to the flickering sign and the cracked pavement. "No way," Lucas breathed, his voice barely audible. "We're back here?" Emma slowed the car, her heart pounding so hard she could feel it in her throat. The black car was nowhere in sight, but the station felt wrong, like it was waiting for them, its lights too bright, its shadows too deep. "We can't stop," Mia said, her voice desperate. The comments said not to stop, but Jake was already unbuckling his seatbelt. "We need answers. We need to know what's going on." Emma hesitated, her hands still on the wheel, torn between the urge to keep driving and the need to understand. What was out there? Was it the car or something worse? Something that knew their names, their faces, their fears? Something that had been watching them long before they noticed? The station loomed closer, its lights buzzing like a swarm of flies, and the road seemed to narrow, pulling them toward it like a current. Lucas's phone buzzed again, another comment: "You're not alone in there." And as they rolled to a stop, the car's radio crackled to life, a voice cutting through the static, low and deliberate, saying their names, one by one, like it had known them all along. The radio's voice slithered through the car, low and deliberate, each syllable dripping with a weight that made Emma's skin crawl. Emma, Jake, Mia, Lucas. It wasn't a broadcast, not some late-night DJ playing a prank. It was personal, intimate, like whoever or whatever was speaking had been riding with them all along, tucked into the shadows of the back seat. The static hissed behind the words, filling the silence as the four friends sat frozen, the gas station's neon glow spilling through the windshield. Emma's hands were locked on the wheel, her breath shallow, while Jake's energy drink slipped from his fingers, splashing across the floor. Mia clutched her phone, the live stream still running, its comment section a flood of cryptic warnings and distorted emojis. Lucas was the first to move, lunging for the radio dial, twisting it hard, but the voice didn't stop. It looped, their names repeating in a rhythm that felt like a pulse, steady and unrelenting. "Turn it off!" Mia's voice was a sob, her fingers fumbling to unplug her phone, but the screen stayed lit, the live feed showing their car from that impossible angle, the black sedan now visible again, parked just beyond the gas station's pumps, its headlights dim but piercing. "We need to go," Emma said, her voice barely above a whisper, but she didn't move, couldn't move, her eyes fixed on the station ahead. It was the same one they'd stopped at hours ago. Or was it? The sign was identical, the pumps rusted. In the same spots, but something was off, like the world had been copied and pasted with a glitch. The cashier's silhouette was still there, hunched over the counter, but he hadn't moved, not an inch, like a mannequin stuck in place. Jake's voice cut through the panic, sharp and unsteady. "We can't just sit here. We need to check it out. Figure out what's happening." Lucas shook his head, his eyes wide. "Did you not hear the comments? They said don't stop. We keep going, we find a real town, real people." But Mia was staring at her phone, her face pale. "The comments, they're not just random. Look at this." She held up the screen, and the latest message was a single line. "You're already inside." The words hit like a punch, and for a moment, nobody breathed. Inside what? The car, the station, the road itself. Emma's eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, half expecting to see the black car creeping closer. But it hadn't moved. Its presence, a quiet threat, like a spider waiting for its web to tremble. "Whoa, hold on. Did you feel that chill when Mia read 'You're already inside'? That phone, those creepy comments popping up out of nowhere. It's like the internet itself is part of this nightmare, right? It's got me thinking, what would you do if your phone started showing messages like that, warning you about something you can't even see? Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the creepiest thing you've ever seen on your phone late at night? I'm dying to read your stories, and I bet they'll give us all the chills. If this story's got you hooked, smash that like button to keep the spooky vibes going. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and join the crew. We're diving deeper into mysteries like this every week. All right, let's get back to Emma and Mia, because that station's door is about to swing open and I don't think they're ready for what's inside. The radio crackled again, the voice shifting, no longer just their names, but something else, a string of numbers, coordinates maybe, or a code, spoken so fast it blurred into nonsense. "That's it," Jake said, kicking open his door. "I'm done with this. I'm going in there." Emma grabbed his arm, her nails digging into his sleeve. "Don't. We don't know what's out there." But Jake was already moving, his footsteps loud against the pavement, his shadow stretching long under the station's lights. Lucas cursed under his breath, scrambling after him, leaving Emma and Mia alone in the car, the radio still muttering its cryptic chant. Mia's phone buzzed, another comment popping up. "He shouldn't have left." Emma's heart pounded, her eyes locked on Jake as he approached the station's glass door, his hand reaching for the handle. The cashier didn't look up, didn't move, and the air seemed to... The door swung open, but the inside was wrong. Too bright, too clean, the shelves stocked with brands that didn't exist, the labels smeared like someone had tried to erase them. Jake froze, his breath catching, and Lucas grabbed his shoulder, pulling him back. "This isn't right," Lucas whispered, his voice shaking. "We need to get out of here." But before they could turn, the door slammed shut behind them, the lock clicking with a sound that echoed like a gunshot. Outside, Emma and Mia watched in horror as the station's lights flickered, plunging the lot into darkness for a split second before snapping back on. Jake and Lucas were gone, the store empty, the cashier vanished. Mia screamed, her phone slipping from her hands, the live stream now showing nothing but static, the comments replaced by a single looping message: "They're not coming back." Emma's hands shook as she started the car, the engine roaring to life, but the road ahead seemed to twist, the lines curving in ways they shouldn't, like the highway was reshaping itself. She floored the gas, the car lurching forward, but the black sedan was there again. Not behind them, but ahead, its taillights glowing red like eyes in the dark. "What do we do?" Mia's voice was raw, her nails digging into the seat. Emma didn't answer, her mind racing, every instinct screaming to keep moving, to escape, but the road wasn't cooperating. The signs were gibberish now, letters and numbers jumbled into patterns that made her head hurt, and the GPS was useless, the map spinning like a compass in a storm. The radio flared back to life, not the voice this time, but a sound, a low hum that grew into a wail, like 1,000 voices screaming in unison, then silence, sharp and sudden. Emma's eyes burned with tears, her grip on the wheel so tight her knuckles were white. "We can't stop," she said, more to herself than to Mia. We can't let it win. But what was it? A car? A signal? Something older, hungrier, using their phones, their posts, their lives to hunt them? The black car slowed ahead, its brake lights pulsing, and Emma realized it wasn't leading them anymore. It was herding them, guiding them deeper into the night, where the road seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen lighting up with a new notification. Not a comment, but a photo, grainy and distorted, showing the four of them in the car, taken from above, their faces pale and terrified. The angle was impossible, like the camera was floating, and in the corner of the image, just visible, was a shape, not a car, but something else. Something that didn't belong, its edges blurring into the darkness. "That's not real," Mia whispered, but her voice broke, and Emma knew she didn't believe it. The road curved sharply, the car skidding as Emma fought to keep control, and up ahead was another gas station, identical to the last, down to the flickering sign and the black sedan parked in the corner. "No!" Emma breathed, her voice a prayer, a plea, but the car was slowing, the engine stuttering like it was fighting her. Mia grabbed her arm, her eyes wide. "Don't stop, please, don't stop." But the station was closer now, its lights buzzing louder, the air thick with something that wasn't just fear, but anticipation, like the night itself was waiting for them to make a choice. The radio crackled, the voice back, not their name this time, but a single word, repeated over and over: choose. Emma's foot hovered over the brake, her mind screaming to keep going, to fight. But the road was narrowing, the station looming, and the black car's headlights flicked on, bathing them in light, blinding, inescapable. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen showing a new live feed, not from her account but from somewhere else, showing the station from the outside, the sedan parked, waiting, and two figures standing by the pumps, their faces hidden, their postures wrong, like they weren't standing but being held up, puppets on invisible strings. "That's us," Mia whispered, her voice breaking, but Emma didn't look, couldn't look, her eyes locked on the road, on the light, on the choice she didn't want to make. The station was right there, the door swinging open, the cashier's silhouette back in place, motionless, waiting, and the voice on the radio grew louder, sharper, saying, "Choose," like it knew, like it had always known. And the road stretched on, endless, alive, pulling them closer to something they couldn't name, something that had been watching, waiting, long before they ever got in the car. The word "choose" echoed through the sedan's speakers, sharp and final, like a blade slicing through the thick fog of fear that clung to Emma and Mia. The gas station loomed ahead, its neon sign stuttering in the dark, casting jagged shadows that danced across the pavement like fingers reaching for the car. Emma's foot trembled over the brake, her instincts screaming to floor the gas, to tear away from this place, this moment, this thing that felt like it had sunk its claws into their lives. But the road wasn't just a road anymore. It was a living thing, pulsing under the tires, curving in ways that defied logic, pulling them toward the station like a current dragging a ship to shore. Mia's phone glowed in her lap, the live stream still running, the screen now split between the impossible feed of their car and a new angle, one that showed the station's interior, empty except for the cashier's silhouette, still as stone. His head tilted just enough to suggest he was watching. The comments were a blur, thousands now, some in broken English, others in symbols that didn't look like any language, all pulsing with the same urgency. "Don't go in. Don't choose. Keep moving." But moving where? The black sedan was still there, parked at the edge of the lot, its headlights dim but unyielding, like eyes that never blinked. Emma's breath hitched, her eyes darting to the rearview mirror, half expecting to see Jake and Lucas in the back seat, their faces pale, their eyes empty. But it was just her and Mia, alone in the car, the weight of their friend's absence pressing down like a physical force. "We can't go in there," Mia whispered, her voice raw, her fingers digging into Emma's arm. "You saw what happened to them. We can't." Emma nodded, but her hands were shaking so badly she could barely hold the wheel. The radio crackled again, The voice shifting, no longer a command but a question, soft and insidious. "Why are you running?" It wasn't just the words, it was the tone, like it knew them, like it had been inside their heads all along, sifting through their fears, their secrets, their doubts. Mia's phone buzzed, the screen flashing with a new notification. Not a comment but a map, a crude hand-drawn sketch that appeared on her app like it had been uploaded by no one. It showed a road, their road, looping in a perfect circle with a single dot marked U and another labeled IT. The dot for IT was moving, not behind them, not ahead, but somehow everywhere, like it was the road itself. Emma's stomach twisted, her mind racing. Was this a game, a trap, something using their phones, their data, their lives to hunt them? She thought of the TikTok video, the comments, the stories of other drivers, other nights, all tied to this black car, this road, this feeling that they weren't alone. The station was closer now, the car rolling forward despite Emma's foot lifting off the gas, the engine humming with a life of its own. The door to the convenience store swung open, slow and deliberate, revealing nothing but darkness inside. A darkness that seemed to spill out, curling toward them like smoke. Mia's voice broke the silence, high and desperate. "Turn around, please, Emma, turn around!" But the road behind them was gone, the highway swallowed by a wall of black that wasn't just night, but something thicker, heavier, like the world had been erased. Emma slammed the car into reverse anyway, the tires screeching, but the sedan didn't move, stuck in place as the station's lights buzzed louder, a sound that burrowed into their skulls. The black car's headlights flared, bathing the sedan in a cold, white glow. And for a moment, Emma thought she saw something in the light, not a shape, not a figure, but a distortion, like the air itself was bending, twisting into something that didn't belong. Mia's phone vibrated again, the screen now showing a photo, not of them, but of Jake and Lucas, standing in the station's lot, their faces blank, their eyes too wide, too dark, like they weren't themselves anymore. The caption read, "They chose." Emma's heart stopped, her mind screaming that this wasn't real, couldn't be real, but the radio was back, the voice louder now, not just in the car but in her head, saying, "You're next." She yanked the wheel hard, the car lurching to the side, breaking free from whatever was holding it, and floored the gas, the engine roaring as they shot past the station, the black car's headlights fading in the rearview mirror. But the road ahead was wrong, the lines twisting into spirals, the signs now blank, reflective surfaces that threw their own headlights back at them, blinding and disorienting. Mia was crying, her phone clutched to her chest, the live stream still running, the comments now a single word, repeated over and over. Run. But where could they go? The road seemed to know them, seemed to anticipate every turn, every choice, reshaping itself to keep them trapped. Emma's eyes burned, her vision blurring, but she didn't slow down, couldn't slow down. The speedometer climbing past 90, the car shaking like it might tear itself apart. The black car was gone, but its absence was worse, like it had melted into the night, into the road, into the air they were breathing. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen flashing with a new video, one that hadn't been there before, one that showed the four of them at the concert, laughing, dancing, unaware of what was coming. The video zoomed in, not on them but on the crowd, on a figure in the background, too tall, too still, its face hidden but its presence unmistakable. "That was there," Mia whispered, her voice trembling. "It was with us the whole time." Emma's mind reeled, the pieces falling together but not making sense. Had it been following them since the city? Since before? Was it the car, the road, or something else? Something that had been watching, waiting, using their phones, their posts, their lives to track them? The road curved sharply, the car skidding, the tires screaming as Emma fought to keep control. Up ahead was another gas station, identical to the last, down to the flickering sign, the rusted pumps, the black sedan parked in the corner. "No," Emma breathed, her voice a prayer, a plea. but the car was slowing, the engine stuttering, the dashboard lights flickering like they were mocking her. Mia grabbed her hand, her eyes wide with terror. "We can't keep doing this. It's not letting us go." The station's door opened again, the darkness inside deeper now. Not just a shadow, but a void, a hunger that seemed to pull at the edges of their vision. The radio crackled, the voice back. Not a word this time, but a sound, a low, guttural hum that vibrated through the car, through their bones, through their thoughts. Emma's hands shook, her mind screaming to fight, to keep driving, but the road was narrowing, the station closing in, the black car's headlights flicking on, bright and relentless. Mia's phone buzzed, the screen showing a new live feed, not from her account but from somewhere else, showing the station from above, the sedan parked, the door open, and two figures standing inside, their faces hidden, their bodies wrong. Like they were moving without moving, like they were waiting for something to join them. "That's not us," Mia said. But her voice was small, uncertain, and Emma didn't answer. Her eyes locked on the road, on the light, on the choice she didn't want to make. The station was right there, the air thick with that buzzing, the voice in her head growing louder, not just a sound, but a presence, something that knew her, something that had always known her, and the road stretched on, endless, alive, pulling them deeper into a night that wasn't just dark, but something else, something that had been waiting for them, long before they ever got in the car. The tires hummed against the asphalt, the speedometer trembling, the world outside blurring into a tunnel of light and shadow. Emma's heart pounded, her thoughts a chaotic swirl. Were they still on the highway? Were they even in the same world? The signs were gone now, replaced by strange reflective markers that seemed to pulse with their own light, guiding them, herding them toward another station, another loop, another choice. Mia's phone was silent now, the screen dark, but the live stream was still running in her mind. The comments burned into her memory. "You can't outrun it." Emma's foot eased off the gas, not by choice but by instinct, the car slowing as the station came into view, its lights brighter, sharper, the black sedan parked closer this time, its windows not just dark but alive, reflecting their faces. Back at them, distorted, wrong. The radio hissed, the voice back, not speaking but laughing, a low, hollow sound that made Emma's blood run cold. "What does it want?" Mia's voice was barely audible, her hands shaking as she clutched the dead phone. Emma didn't answer, couldn't answer, her mind caught in a loop of its own, every stop, every turn, every choice leading them back here to this place, this moment, this thing that wasn't just a car, wasn't just a road, but something bigger, something that had been watching, waiting, using their lives, their fears, their data to pull them apart. The station's door swung open again, the darkness inside moving now, not just a shadow but a shape, vague and shifting, like it was trying to decide what to be. The black car's headlights flared, the light blinding, and for a moment, Emma saw it. Not the car, not the station, but something else. Something that wasn't supposed to be seen. Something that made her mind scream and her body freeze. Mia's voice cut through the haze, sharp and desperate. "Drive, Emma, please drive!" But the car wasn't moving. The engine silent, the dashboard dark, the world outside holding its breath. The station was right there, the door open, the shape inside clearer now. Not a person, not a thing, but a question, a choice, a trap. The radio laughed again, the sound wrapping around them, and the voice was back, not in the car, but in their heads, saying, "You're home!" The road pulsed, the station glowed, the black car waited, and Emma's hand reached for the door, not because she wanted to, but because something was pulling her, something that had been there all along, something that knew their names, their fears, their lives, and wasn't letting go. The night stretched on, endless, alive, and the choice was still there, waiting, watching, hungry. The voice in their heads wasn't just a sound anymore, it was a weight, a presence that pressed against Emma's skull, curling around her thoughts like smoke. "You're home," it whispered, over and over, each word sinking deeper, twisting her sense of reality until the word home felt like a lie, a trap, a promise of something far worse than the endless road they were trapped on. The gas station loomed just beyond the windshield, its neon sign buzzing like a swarm of angry insects, the light flickering in a rhythm that matched the pounding of Emma's heart. The black sedan sat in the corner of the lot, its headlights dim but unyielding, its windows reflecting not just the station's glow but something else. Flashes of their faces, distorted, their eyes too wide, their mouths stretched into silent screams. Mia was curled in the passenger seat, her knees pulled to her chest, her dead phone clutched like a lifeline, its screen black but somehow still alive in her mind, the memory of that live stream burning behind her eyes. The air in the car was thick, heavy with the metallic tang of fear, and the silence was worse than the voice, worse than the radio's laughter, because it felt like the world was holding its breath, waiting for them to move, to choose, to step into whatever was waiting beyond that open door. Emma's hand hovered over the door handle, her fingers trembling, not because she wanted to open it, but because something was pulling her, a force she couldn't name, something that had been with them since the concert, since the first gas station, maybe since before they were born. The road outside wasn't just asphalt anymore. It was alive, pulsing under the tires, its lines twisting into patterns that made her dizzy, like the highway was rewriting itself, reshaping the world to keep them here, in this moment, in this loop. The station's door hung open, the darkness inside, not just a shadow but a void, a hunger that seemed to breathe, its edges curling toward them, inviting, demanding. Mia's voice broke through, small and shattered. "Don't do it, Emma. Please, we can't go in there." But Emma's eyes were locked on the door, on the shape inside, no longer vague but sharper now. Not a person, not a thing, but a silhouette that seemed to shift with every blink. Sometimes tall, sometimes small, sometimes too many limbs, sometimes none. The radio crackled, the laughter back, low and guttural, not just in the car but in the air, in the ground, in the bones of the world itself, and the voice was there too. Not speaking but chanting, a string of syllables that weren't words but felt like they meant something, like they were unlocking something, pulling them closer to the edge of whatever this was. Emma's hand moved, not to the door but to the ignition, her fingers fumbling for the key, but the engine was silent, the dashboard dark, the car as dead as the road was alive. Mia grabbed her arm, her nails digging in, her voice rising. "We have to run. We can't stay here. We can't let it take us." But where could they run? The road behind them was gone, swallowed by a blackness that wasn't just night, but a wall, a barrier that seemed to pulse with the same rhythm as the station's lights. The black sedan's headlights flared, bathing the car in a cold, sterile glow. And for a split second, Emma saw it again. Not the car, not the station, but something in the light, a distortion, a fracture in the world, like reality was cracking open and something was leaking through, something that didn't belong, something that had been waiting for them, watching, planning. Mia's phone buzzed, though it shouldn't have, its battery long dead, and the screen lit up with a new image, not a live stream but a still, a photo of the four of them, not in the car, but standing in the station's lot, their faces blank, their eyes dark, their bodies wrong, like they were being held up by invisible strings. The caption was a single word: stay. Emma's breath caught, her mind screaming that this wasn't real, couldn't be real, but the voice was back, not in the radio, but in her head, in her blood, saying, "You've always been here." The words hit like a wave, drowning her thoughts, and for a moment she saw flashes, not memories, not dreams, but moments that didn't belong to her, moments of other roads, other cars, other faces, all trapped in the same loop, all hearing the same voice, all facing the same choice. The station's door moved. Not swinging, but sliding, like it was part of the building itself, and the shape inside was clearer now. Not one, but many. A crowd of silhouettes, some human, some not. All watching, all waiting. Mia was sobbing now, her hands over her ears, trying to block out the voice, the laughter, the buzzing that wasn't just sound, but sensation crawling under her skin. Emma's hand fell from the ignition, her body heavy, her mind sluggish, like the air itself was drugging her, pulling her toward the door, toward the choice she didn't want to make. The black car's headlights pulsed, slow and deliberate, like a heartbeat, and the road seemed to hum in response. The lines glowing faintly, guiding them, herding them toward the station, toward the void. Mia's voice was a whisper, barely audible. What is it? What does it want? Emma didn't answer, couldn't answer, her eyes locked on the door, on the shapes, on the darkness that wasn't just dark, but alive, hungry, endless. The radio flared again. Not the voice this time, but a sound, a low, droning hum that grew into a scream, a chorus of voices, not human, not animal, but something else, something that made her teeth ache and her vision blur. The car shook, not from the road, but from something deeper, something under the ground, something that felt like it was waking up. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen showing a new video, not of them, but of the road, endless and empty, stretching into a horizon that wasn't there, and in the distance, just visible, was the black sedan, not moving, but waiting, its windows reflecting not the sky, but something else, something that moved, something that watched. The video looped, the car growing closer with each cycle, its headlights brighter, its presence heavier, until it filled the screen, and the comments were back. Not words, but symbols, patterns that seemed to burn into Emma's mind, telling her to stop, to stay, to choose. The station was right there, the door open, the shapes inside moving now, not walking but gliding, their edges blurring into the darkness, their forms shifting with every glance, like they were trying to be something she could understand, something she could accept. The black car's headlights flared again, the light not just bright but hot, pressing against her skin, and the voice was everywhere, not just in her head but in the air, in the road, in the world, saying, "You're already home." Emma's hand moved to the door handle again, her body not her own, her mind screaming to fight, to run, to break free. But the road was tightening, the station closing in, the shapes reaching out, their silhouettes stretching across the pavement, across the car, across her thought. Mia grabbed her, pulling her back, her voice a desperate plea. "Don't, Emma, please don't." But the door was opening, not the cars, but the stations, and the darkness was spilling out, not just shadow, but substance, wrapping around the car, around their minds, around their lives. The black sedan moved, not driving, but sliding, its wheels not touching the ground, its headlights not light, but something else. Something that burned, something that saw. The radio screamed, the voice laughed, the road pulsed, and the shapes were closer now, not just in the station, but outside, surrounding the car, their faces not faces but voids, their hands not hands but questions, choices, traps. Emma's hand froze on the handle, her heart pounding, her mind tearing itself apart. Fight, run, stay, choose. But what was the choice? What was the cost? The station's lights buzzed louder, the darkness grew thicker, the black car waited, and the voice was everywhere. Not just a sound, but a truth, a certainty, a promise that they were already caught, already lost, already home. The road stretched on, endless, alive, and the night was no longer just night, but a place, a thing, a hunter that had been watching, waiting, long before they ever got in the car, long before they knew they were prey. The tires hummed, the engine stuttered, the world outside blurred into a tunnel of light and shadow, and the station was there again, not ahead, but everywhere. Its lights in their eyes, its darkness in their lungs, its voice in their souls. Mia's phone buzzed, the screen showing nothing now, just static, just noise, just the echo of their own fear. and the comments were gone, replaced by a single image, a reflection of the car, of them, of the road, of the thing that wasn't. A car wasn't a station, wasn't a road, but something older, hungrier, endless. Emma's hand moved again, not to the door but to the wheel, her body shaking, her mind screaming, and she floored the gas, the car lurching forward, not away from the station but through it, the world dissolving into light, into sound, into something that wasn't real, wasn't theirs, wasn't safe. The black sedan was there, not behind, not ahead, but inside, its headlights in their minds, its windows in their thoughts, its presence in their blood. The road twisted, the lines spiraled, the signs burned, and the voice was laughing, not just a sound, but a force, a weight, a truth that they couldn't escape, couldn't fight, couldn't name. The station appeared again, not a building, but a feeling, a moment, a choice that was always there, always waiting, and the shapes were closer, their voids not just dark, but alive, their questions not just questions, but answers, answers they didn't want, couldn't face. Mia's voice was gone, her body still, her eyes locked on the darkness, and Emma drove, not because she could escape, but because she had to, because the road was all there was, because the choice was all there was, because the thing that hunted them was all there was. The night stretched on, endless, alive, and the voice was there, not just in their heads, but in the world, in the stars, in the silence, saying, "You're home." And the road was there, not just under them, but around them, inside them, pulling them deeper, pulling them nowhere, pulling them forever. The black sedan waited, the station watched, the shapes move, and the choice was still there. Not a door, not a road, but a moment, a breath, a heartbeat that wasn't theirs, that had never been theirs, that belonged to something else, something that had been waiting, something that had always known. The road didn't just stretch ahead anymore, it breathed, a living thing that pulsed beneath the sedan's tires, its rhythm syncing with the frantic thump of Emma's heart. The word home still echoed in her skull, not a sound, but a sensation, like a hook lodged in her mind, tugging her toward the gas station that loomed in the distance, its neon sign flickering like a dying star. The light wasn't just light, it was a presence, sharp and invasive, cutting through the darkness and into her thoughts, exposing every fear, every doubt, every secret she'd buried. The black sedan was there, not parked, but hovering, its wheels barely touching the pavement, its windows not reflecting the world, but swallowing it, showing glimpses of things that weren't there, faces, hands, eyes that weren't human, weren't alive, weren't anything she could name. Mia sat rigid in the passenger seat, her breath shallow, her hands clutching the dead phone like it could save her, its screen black but alive in her memory. The live stream's final image burned into her soul, their car, their faces, their fear. Captured by something that wasn't a camera, wasn't a person, wasn't even a thing. The air in the car was heavy, thick with the sour tang of sweat and panic, and the silence was a weapon pressing down on them, making every creak of the seats, every rattle of the engine, feel like a warning. Emma's hands were locked on the wheel, her knuckles white, her eyes darting between the road and the station, between the black sedan and the open door, between the darkness outside and the darkness creeping inside her. The voice was still there, not just in her head, but in her veins, in her bones, whispering, "You're home," with a certainty that made her want to scream, to tear herself apart, to do anything to make it stop. But it didn't stop. It grew, not louder but deeper, weaving itself into the hum of the road, the buzz of the station's lights, the pulse of the night itself. The shapes in the station's doorway were clearer now, not one, not many, but a shifting mass, a collage of forms that flickered between human and not, between familiar and alien, between something she could face and something she couldn't survive. Their edges bled into the darkness, their movements slow and deliberate, like they were waiting for her to see them, to understand, to choose. Mia's voice was a whisper, barely audible over the low drone that filled the car. Not from The radio, but from everywhere, from nowhere. Emma, we can't keep going. It's not letting us. Her words were a plea, a surrender, but Emma didn't answer, couldn't answer. Her mind caught in a spiral of questions that had no answers. What was this? Why them? Was it the car, the road, the station, or something older? Something that had always been there, hiding in the cracks of the world, waiting for the right moment, the right prey. The black sedan's headlights flared, not light but something heavier, something that pressed against her skin, her eyes, her thoughts, and for a moment she saw it again. The distortion, the fracture in reality, not a shape but a wrongness. A tear in the fabric of the world that let something else peek through, something that didn't belong, something that had been watching them, not just tonight but always. The road curved, not a turn but a twist. The lines on the pavement spiraling into patterns that made her head throb, like the highway was drawing itself, rewriting itself, trapping them in its design. The signs were gone, replaced by blank, reflective surfaces that threw their headlights back at them, not light, but a glare, a challenge, a mirror that showed not the car, but something else, something that moved in the reflection, something that wasn't them. Mia's phone buzzed, though it shouldn't have, its screen flashing with a new image, not a photo, but a drawing, crude and childlike, showing a road, a car, a station, and a figure, not human, not animal, but a smear of black that seemed to pulse, to grow, to reach out from the screen. The caption was a single word: see. Emma's stomach twisted, her breath catching, her mind screaming that this wasn't real, couldn't be real. But the voice was back, not in the car, but in the world, in the air, in the ground, saying, "You've always seen." The words were a key, unlocking flashes of moments she didn't remember, nights she'd driven alone, shadows she'd ignored, faces in crowds that didn't fit, all tied to this road, this station, this thing that wasn't just hunting them but knowing them, knowing their lives, their fears, their data, their soul. The station was closer now, the car rolling forward, though Emma's foot was off the gas, the engine humming with a life of its own. The dashboard flickering with lights that weren't there before, symbols she didn't recognize, patterns that matched the road, the signs, the shapes in the doorway. Mia grabbed her arm, her nails digging in, her voice a sob. "Turn around, Emma, please, turn around." But the road behind them was a void, not just dark, but empty, a nothingness that seemed to breathe, to watch, to wait. Emma slammed the car into reverse, the tires screeching, but the sedan didn't move, stuck in place as the station's lights grew brighter, the buzzing louder, a sound that wasn't just sound but a force crawling under her skin, into her thoughts, into her will. The black sedan moved, not driving but gliding, its wheels not touching the ground, its headlights not light but eyes, not watching but knowing. And the shapes in the station were closer, not just in the doorway but outside, surrounding the car. Their voids not just dark but alive, their forms not just forms but questions, choices, truths she didn't want to face. The radio flared, not the voice but a scream, 1,000 screams, not human, not animal, but something else, something that made her blood freeze, her vision blur, her mind splinter. The car shook, not from the road, but from something deeper, something under the ground, something that was waking, stretching, reaching. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen showing a new video, not of them, but of the road, endless and empty, stretching into a horizon that wasn't there, and in the distance, just visible, was the black sedan, not moving but waiting, its windows, not windows but portals, reflecting not the world but something else, something that moved, something that hungered. The video looped, the car growing closer, its headlights brighter, its presence heavier, until it filled the screen, and the Comments were back, not words but patterns, symbols that burned into her mind, telling her to stop, to stay, to see. The station's door opened wider, the darkness inside not just a void, but a world, a place, a thing that wasn't just waiting but calling. Its shapes not just shapes but memories, not just memories but lives, not just lives but hers, theirs, everyone's. The black sedan's headlights pulsed, slow and deliberate, like a heartbeat, and the road hummed in response, the lines glowing, guiding them, herding them toward the station, toward the truth. Mia's voice was gone, her body still, her eyes locked on the darkness, and Emma drove, not because she could escape, but because she had to, because the road was all there was, because the choice was all there was, because the thing that hunted them was all there was. The night stretched on, endless, alive, and the voice was there, not just in their heads but in the stars, in the silence saying, "You've always been here." And the road was there, not just under them but around them, inside them, pulling them deeper, pulling them nowhere, pulling them forever. The black sedan waited, the station watched, the shapes moved, and the choice was still there. Not a door, not a road, but a moment, a breath, a heartbeat that wasn't theirs, that had never been theirs, that belonged to something else, something that had been waiting, something that had always known. The tires screamed, the engine roared, the world outside dissolved into a blur of light and shadow, and the station was there again, not ahead, but everywhere. Its lights in their eyes, its darkness in their lungs, its voice in their souls. Mia's phone buzzed, the screen showing nothing now, just static, just noise, just the echo of their own fear. And the comments were gone, replaced by a single image, a reflection of the car, of them, of the road, of the thing that wasn't. A car wasn't a station, wasn't a road, but something older, hungrier, endless. Emma's hand moved, not to the wheel but to the door, her body shaking, her mind screaming, and she pushed it open, not because she wanted to, but because something was pulling her, something that had been there all along, something that knew their names, their fears, their lives, and wasn't letting go. The air outside was cold, sharp, alive, and the station was right there, the door open, the shapes inside, not just shapes but eyes, not just eyes but truths, not just truths but choices, and the black sedan was there, not parked but waiting, its headlights not light but something else, something that burned, something that saw. The road pulsed, the night breathed, the voice laughed, and Emma stepped forward, not because she could fight, but because she couldn't, because the choice was all there was, because the thing that hunted them was all there was, because the night was all there was, endless, alive, and waiting. The night wasn't just night anymore, it was a living thing, a vast, breathing entity that wrapped around the sedan, its pulse syncing with the erratic thud of Emma's heart. The station loomed closer, its neon sign no longer flickering but blazing, a beacon that didn't guide but ensnared, its light clawing into her eyes, her mind, her soul. The black sedan sat at the edge of the lot, not parked but poised, its windows not glass but voids, reflecting fragments of their lives, moments of laughter, fear, secrets they'd never shared, all twisted into something unrecognizable, something that stared back with a hunger that wasn't human. Mia was a statue in the passenger seat, her breath shallow, her hands frozen around the dead phone, its screen black but alive with the ghost of that live stream, the final image of their car, their faces, their terror, captured by something that wasn't a lens, wasn't a device, wasn't anything they could name. The air inside was suffocating, thick with the acrid bite of panic, and the silence was a blade, slicing through every thought, every hope, every plan. Emma's hands trembled on the wheel, her knuckles bloodless, her eyes darting between the road, the station, the black sedan, and the open door, where the shapes were no longer shapes but a swarm, a shifting mass of silhouettes that flickered between forms. Human, animal, impossible, each one a question, a choice, a trap. The voice was everywhere, not just in her head, but in her blood, in the air, in the ground, whispering, "You're home." with a certainty that made her want to scream, to claw at her own skin, to tear the world apart to make it stop. But it didn't stop. It grew, weaving itself into the hum of the road, the buzz of the station's lights, the pulse of the night itself, a rhythm that wasn't just sound, but power, pulling them closer to the edge of something they couldn't comprehend. Mia's voice was a thread, barely holding together. "Emma, we can't go in there." Her words were a plea, but they were hollow, drowned by the weight of the voice, the light, the road that wasn't a road anymore but a cage, a labyrinth, a hunter. Emma didn't answer, couldn't answer, her mind a storm of fragments. Jake's laugh, Lucas's smirk, the concert's roar, the black sedan's headlights, the comments on Mia's phone, the stories of other drivers, other nights, all trapped in this loop, all facing this choice, all lost to this thing that wasn't a car, wasn't a station, wasn't anything but everything. The black sedan's headlights flared, not light but a force, pressing against her skin, her eyes, her thoughts, and for a moment she saw it, the fracture, the tear in reality, not a shape but a wrongness, a wound in the world that let something else seep through, something that had been watching them, not just tonight but forever, something that knew their names, their fears, their lives before they were even born. The road twisted, not a curve but a spiral, the lines on the pavement curling into symbols that burned her eyes, patterns that weren't just patterns, but language, a language she didn't speak but understood, telling her to stop, to stay, to see. The signs were gone, replaced by blank reflective surfaces that threw their headlights back. Not light, but a glare, a mirror that showed not the car but something else, something that moved in the reflection, something that wasn't them. Wasn't human, wasn't alive. Mia's phone buzzed, though it couldn't, its screen flashing with a new image. Not a photo, but a sketch, crude and jagged, showing a road, a car, a station, and a figure. Not one, but many. A smear of black that pulsed, grew, reached out from the screen, its edges bleeding into the air. The caption was a single word: choose. Emma's breath caught, her mind screaming that this wasn't real, couldn't be real, but the voice was back, not in the car, but in the world, in the stars, in the silence, saying, "You've always chosen." The words were a chain, binding her to flashes of moments she didn't own, other roads, other cars, other lives, all caught in this loop, all hearing this voice, all facing this door, this darkness, this thing that wasn't just hunting but owning them, using their phones, their posts, their data, their souls to pull them apart. The station was right there, the car rolling forward though Emma's foot was off the gas, the engine humming with a will of its own, the dashboard flickering with symbols that matched the road, the signs, the shapes in the doorway. Mia grabbed, her arm, her nails drawing blood, her voice a sob. "Turn around, Emma, please, turn around!" But the road behind was a void, not just dark, but nothing, a nothingness that breathed, watched, waited. Emma slammed the car into reverse, the tires screaming, but the sedan didn't move, pinned in place as the station's lights grew brighter, the buzzing louder, a sound that wasn't just sound, but a presence crawling into her skull, her thoughts, her will. The black sedan glided, not driving but floating, its wheels not touching the ground, its headlights not light but eyes, not watching but knowing. And the shapes in the station were outside now, surrounding the car, their voids not just dark but alive, their forms not just forms but truths, truths she didn't want, couldn't face. The radio screamed, 1,000 voices, not human, not animal, but something else, something that made her blood freeze, her vision blur, her mind shatter. The car shook, not from the road, but from something deeper, something under the earth, something waking, stretching, reaching. Mia's phone buzzed again, the screen showing a video, not of them but of the road, endless and empty, stretching into a horizon that wasn't there, and in the distance was the black sedan, not moving but waiting, its windows not windows but portals, reflecting not the world but something else, something that moved, something that hungered. The video looped. The car growing closer, its headlights brighter, its presence heavier until it filled the screen, and the comments were back. Not words, but symbols, patterns that burned into her mind, telling her to stop, to stay, to see. The station's door opened wider, the darkness inside not just a void, but a world, a place, a thing that wasn't just waiting but calling. Its shapes, not just shapes, but memories, not just memories but lives, not just lives but hers, theirs, everyone's. The black sedan's headlights pulsed like a heartbeat, and the road hummed, the lines glowing, guiding them, herding them toward the station, toward the truth. Mia's voice was gone, her body still, her eyes locked on the darkness, and Emma drove, not because she could escape, but because she had to, because the road was all there was, because the choice was all there was, because the thing that hunted them was all there was. The night stretched on, endless, alive, and the voice was there, not just in their heads, but in the stars, in the silence, saying, "You've always been here," and the road was there, not just under them, but around them, inside them, pulling them deeper, pulling them nowhere, pulling them forever. The black sedan waited, the station watched, the shapes moved, and the choice was still there, not a door, not a road, but a moment, a breath, a heartbeat that wasn't theirs, that had never been theirs, that belonged to something else, something that had been waiting, something that had always known. The tires screamed, the engine roared, the world dissolved into a blur of light and shadow, and the station was there again, not ahead but everywhere, its lights in their eyes, its darkness in their lungs, its voice in their soul. Mia's phone buzzed, the screen showing static noise, the echo of their fear, and the comments were gone, replaced by a single image, a reflection of the car, of them, of the road, of the thing that wasn't a car, wasn't a station, wasn't a road, but something older, hungrier, endless. Emma's hand moved, not to the wheel, but to the door, her body shaking, her mind screaming, and she pushed it open, not because she wanted to, but because something was pulling her, something that had been there all along, something that knew their names, their fears, their lives, and wasn't letting go. The air outside was cold, sharp, alive, and the station was right there. The door open, the shapes inside, not just shapes but eyes, not just eyes but truths, not just truths but choices, and the black sedan was there, not parked but waiting, its headlights not light but something else, something that burned, something that saw. The road pulsed, the night breathed, the voice laughed, and Emma stepped forward, not because she could fight but because she couldn't, because the choice was all there was, because the thing that hunted them was all there was, because the night was all there was, endless, alive and waiting. Mia screamed, lunging after her, grabbing her arm, pulling her back, her voice raw, desperate. "No, Emma, don't." But the shapes were there, not just in the station, but around them, their voids closing in, their forms shifting, their truths pressing down, and the voice was everywhere, not just a sound, but a command, a promise, a truth. Choose. Emma's eyes met Mia's, and for a moment she saw her friend, her real friend, not the reflection, not the distortion, but Mia, terrified, alive, human. And in that moment, Emma made a choice, not the stations, not the roads, not the things, but hers. She shoved Mia back into the car, slamming the door, and turned to face the shapes, the darkness, the truth. "Take me," she said, her voice steady. Not because she was brave, but because she was done, because she couldn't let it take them all, because she had to try. The shapes surged, the darkness swallowed, the station vanished, and the road was gone. The black sedan was gone, the night was gone, and Emma was gone. Mia sat in the car, alone, the engine silent, the dashboard dark, the world outside not a world but a stillness, a quiet that wasn't peace but absence. The station was gone, the road was gone, the shapes were gone, and so were Jake, Lucas, Emma. The phone buzzed, its screen flickering to life, showing a single comment: "You're home." Mia's hands shook, her breath caught, and she started. The car, the engine roaring, the headlights cutting through the dark, and she drove, not because she knew where to go, but because she had to, because she was the last, because the road was still there, waiting, watching, alive. That haunting image of the black sedan, its headlights burning like eyes in the dark, it's enough to make anyone double-check their rear-view mirror. If you loved getting lost in this spooky ride, there's another chilling story waiting to grab you. It's right there, loaded with the same late-night dread. Click it and see where the next road takes you. You'll be hooked before you know it. Until next time.